Hello, welcome to my channel. In one of our previous videos, I told you that we had two approach, or I was going to show you two approach of synchronizing ServiceNow with Essential Cloud. In this video, I'll be showing you the second approach. So let me share my screen first. Okay, so I hope you can see my screen now. So basically, I want to be showing you, as you all know, we have our enterprise architecture platform, Essential Cloud, and we have the configuration management platform, an IT service management platform, basically, ServiceNow. I want to synchronize data between both of them. So what I'll be doing is from the home page. So the moment you come to start building, you will come over to somewhere similar to this, where you can decide where you want to go to. The moment you click on start building, takes you to somewhere that you will have your workflow studio and a couple of other stuffs in there. So, but in our own case, why is this taking time? Yeah, so you have something like this, and we'll be able to go to our workflow studio from here. But before we do that, I want us to look at the second approach. If you can remember in the last video, we did everything from custom action and the flow um, and our flows by using our flows and custom action. But this time I want to use system web services outbound REST message. So from this, or let me use this, from this page, you come over to all, then you search for REST. Then you search for REST, or better still, let me search for outbound to filter it more. Yeah, so I will scroll down, and under system web services, this is the outbound here. Then I go to REST message. So it's not SOAP, it's not HTTP log levels, REST message. I click on REST message, and to show me the listing. So I already created what I'm going to do because I wanted this video to be kind of fast. So I created this essential auth. So when you create one, it automatically creates a default get for you. But I deleted the default get. So this is just the name and the likes. Then under the HTTP request, that's where the action is really happening. And you scroll down. So it creates default gets, but I deleted that. I created the one to get the token, then the token is being passed to another post request that will submit the data to Essential Cloud. So over here, you can ignore all of this because it's the actual HTTP method that we have stuff happening. So if I click on the one for get token, these are repeated over there. So you can see how the structure and how it is, the URLs, and where I want you to see is the HTTP request. When we come over here, you can see that um, our API key, our grant type, this is the body, and we have this. Okay, so let me show you the one that submits the data. I think that's where you will see how information is being passed. So if I should scroll down, I come over to add data post request. You can give it any name. I just give mine that name. So if you should come over to the body, the content, you can see that the name, because the name will be picked up what's it called? From ServiceNow. That's why we have a dynamic variable. So this is how you make use of a dynamic variable. Description is also dynamically set as well. Now, I want you to have a look at the bearer token. So under the authorization, you can see the bearer token. The auth token is also dynamically assigned here. The value is dynamic here. Okay? So that we can reuse it multiple times. So this is what we need to do from this end. Now, after doing this, we now need to go over to our workflow studio and create our custom action. So if I should come over here, this is the first custom action. You can see because this is the first one, we have no inputs here, but we now need to we added a script step, and we leave this as default. Runtime is instance, which is fine. We don't have any input variable because this is the first that is coming in. Then we now add our script. Now this is the interesting part. If you look at this script, you look at what we have here, you can see that we are referencing the name of that REST message. I called it essential auth and get token post. If we should come over here, you can see it's essential auth, and the first one was get token post. Okay, so that's how we have the name there, and we just pasted this code over here. Let me scroll here as well so that you see everything completely. Okay, so if I should scroll down, so we need to create an output variable, and the reason is because this first custom action is passing an output to the second custom action. I mean, we are going to get a bearer token from this, right? So that's why we are passing this. Okay, so that makes sense. Then we now need to pass it from the script output, from being a script output variable to the output of the action, because it's from this action will be relating with another action. So, and how do we do it? We use the data pill to get it from this script. So from this data pill, we got it from this script step. Okay, so that makes sense. Then we give it a name, we give it auth token here, give it a label, and we pass the value from the script. Then we go to our second, always remember to save and publish. So we are done with this. So we go to our second custom action, and now we need to have an input because it's using the bearer token, so it's passing it over. So you can see our auth token over here, and we have our auth token here. Let me expand this, and we can see we created these input variables. So auth token, the configuration item name, and the configuration item description. So you just basically create what you'll be needing from here. What you'll be needing here. 1, 2, and what we have here, the auth token. Okay, so that's what we created here. We just created them. Then we also add a script step, and from that script step, because we want to use those input variable inside our script. So, and for us to use them, we can't just use them as an input variable. There must be a variable within the script first. So we pass it from an action input to a variable input, and we do that from here. We use the data pool. This is where we use the data pool to get them from what we have here. Okay, yeah, so where am I? Yeah, so we got them from what we have here. So afterwards, so all of this, we use the data pool to get them from the inputs. Then we add these scripts. These are scripts. I want you to take note of our token. Yeah. So you can see that, let me use my, you can see that over here, we reference the second REST message. And you can see that we, our auth token, which was from our REST message, you can see there is no space here because we didn't use space over here. Auth token, this variable didn't have space. That's why. So we reference that here, and we are using our inputs. We are associating it with what we've passed for our input variable within the script. We are assigning the values together. Okay. So then we go down. Then we also have output variables. We have for status code, for response body as well. Okay. So that makes sense because we'll be using the output variable for the action. Okay. So I think we are good with that. So we'll come over here, output, and we pass this output variable. We create the output variable and we give them values from the script. We give them values from the script. I believe that makes sense. Then you save and you publish as well again. So you save and you publish this too. So now we are done with our custom actions. So what we are going to be doing next is we are going to be working with our flow. But before before we move to our flow, I want to show you something from this our script. I don't think I mentioned it, so probably do that now. If you should take a look at this our output, you can see that the passed response, what was taken here was bearer token. And the reason is because bearer token is what the essential API uses. So bearer token is what you are getting back from the response body. So we are passing to get bearer token. It's not access token, as you can see here, is bearer token. So take note of that. There's no variable or um there's no value, there's no property value like access token in our expected response. So now we go over to our flow. We add a trigger for server created. Then we we add our first action, which is for our to get our token. We add the second action as well, which is to submit the data. And you can see that there was action input. So I use the data pill to select the authentication, the token from the first action, while the server name, the configuration item name, and the description was gotten from the trigger. So these two, the last two were from the trigger, while the first one, the authentication token, was from the previous action. Okay, so that makes sense. So before I run a test, I will run a test just for us to see that it's actually working. I just want to modify this from car. I'll change it to car 2 because I think I already used this for a sample. Then I'll just update this. Okay. So now I will run a test to see that everything works well. So I'll come over here. So I can either run a test or I go to add a server. I can add a server and it will trigger it immediately, but I must have activated it first. But let me just run a test since this is just a demonstration. So I will expand this. So these are all the servers in our service desk. I'll go with cat2. Then I can run my test now. So I can run my tests. Hopefully there will be no error. Still running. Have I clicked on run? Okay, I haven't clicked on run. So now I'm clicking on it. It's still running, it's still running. First, it will get the bearer token, then it will pass it to the second action. So we can see it's finished. Hopefully it was successful. Completed. So there are no issues. So if I should go to the second one to confirm that it was really added, you will see that this is the bearer token, and you can see the success, and you can see over here the response body that it was added successfully. You can see the email and the like. So everything worked well. You can see the ID, the meta as well. Makes sense. So we've been able to test and confirm that what we have, and you can see the short name is cat2, network attached storage, the description, the name is cat2. So everything worked well. Okay, so we can close this. So I hope you find this insightful. So instead of just doing everything from custom action, you can also use um the web services, system web services that we have over here as well. You can use this platform too. Okay, then link them up together. Okay, so if you find this video insightful, don't hesitate to like, share, and subscribe. Have a wonderful day, everyone.